Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you guys how I made the custom spider zipper, right? So I already had a brush of a zip, right? So what I do is I place it down, and then what I do is I use a selection tool and I circle that big hoop right there. I circled it and I shrunk it down, right? I shrunk it down a little bit, and then I clean it up a little bit after I shrink it down. Then the next thing I do is I take my spider symbol and I just attach it to the hoop, but I connect it in a way that it makes it, look believable. But yeah, once I attach the hoop and I shrink it down to a size that I like, I also fill in the color. I put in a color fill, so I made it gray because I'm feeling like, all right, most zippers is gray, right? So I fill it in with a darker stroke of gray on the outside, and then I put a lighter stroke on the inside. But yeah, that's the whole process essentially. Once we finish that up, then we're gonna take it into Photoshop and we're gonna add on some more effects to give it that metal texture. So yeah, this is just the rest of this clip is just me just showing you what I did. Alright guys, so now we're in Photoshop. I imported my zipper. So the first thing what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to make a layer mask, and then we're gonna make it a clipping mask, right? So we're gonna select that layer, and then we're gonna come to the bottom and click that additional layer button, and then hold Alt and click that new layer that you just made, and that layer, so it will clip on to the zipper that you just imported. That'll make it a clipping mask, so then everything that you paint will appear only inside of the zipper, right? So I'm taking like this grunge brush that I have, and I'm making it white, and I'm placing it in some parts. I'm not doing too much, right? So then you want to go up to the top of your screen and push filter. I know you can't see it on here, that's my fault. The screen capture did not record that window, but you're gonna click filter, and you're gonna go to blur, and then you're gonna go to motion blur. When you go to motion blur here, you will be able to adjust the grunge that you just placed on there, and that straightens it out, so it gives it like that metal like streak kind of look, right? Okay, so once we have that, we're gonna double click the custom zipper layer, and then we're gonna bring up the layer styles, and this is what's really gonna sell the metal effect. So you can just copy my settings, you can take a look at what I have, you can pause the video, but you can adjust these settings to what you like. You want to make sure it's set on to inner bevel. You can play around with the contour. I think it adds some nice like effects to it. You can play around with it. There's a couple options. If you want to make some chrome stuff, this also helps, when you come here. So it's definitely fire. And then yeah, I added a color overlay on it just to brighten it up a little bit, and I put a drop shadow on there as well. But essentially that's everything it takes to make a custom zipper. So once we have our custom zipper, we're gonna bring that over and add some more details to the jacket. Okay, so now in this clip, I am importing my stitches. When you're putting the stitching onto your garment, you want to set up your drawing assist, and then you can turn on clipping mask. If you have a reference, look at the reference, see where the stitching is on the reference, and then just follow that. I place my stitching on there and I make it an overlay blend mode, so then it will be a little bit see-through, but also so then it can take on the color of whatever it's sitting on top of. So you see the blue panels, it has more of like a blue look, and on the red part of the jacket it takes that color. And then I'm just putting a drop shadow underneath, so I'm taking the stitching layer, I duplicate it, turn it black, and then I add a Gaussian blur on it to create a drop shadow effect. So next up we have the zipper stem. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but that's what we're going with. So I already had a zipper stem pre-made, right? But essentially, if you have if you have the brushes, you just select it, you draw down and hold the pin and make sure that it's straight, so that it will straighten out. And so now what I'm doing is I'm making a mask to get rid of the parts that I don't want to show. And I didn't put on a drawing assist with it, so I'm gonna redo that in a little bit, but essentially that's what it is. I'm just cleaning it up and refining it. Once again, this is gonna be a bit of like an advanced tutorial and stuff, just a reminder. But yeah, now we are going to bring in our metal zipper, custom spider zipper. And yeah, once again, I'm not showing like every single part because I want to keep these tutorials just more digestible and consumable for you guys, so then you can watch it. Nobody wants to watch like a 30-20 minute tutorial, right? So I'm just cutting out the tedious parts and just getting to the meat and the potatoes. But now once we have our custom spider zipper, I just shrink it down to an appropriate size. I already put a drop shadow on it before I imported it, but you can see how it just comes together. You see how the white from the zipper and the stem, it just ties together, right? And now I'm just doing some finishing touches onto it, and it's really coming together, guys. You can see the leather texture on it, you can see the highlights, the shadows on there. It helps sell the mock-up, But yeah, guys, essentially that's the whole tutorial. I can make another video going over how to get those patches, like the embroidered patches, onto the jacket. You guys just gotta let me know if you like it. I mean, if we get to like 100 likes or something, then I'll drop it, right? But it's up to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Let me know what you guys would like me to do next, what you guys need help with, and I'll provide that to you guys. But I hope you guys found value with this. Please don't forget to subscribe, throw a like, because this helps me bring more content out to you guys. So other than that, you guys have a blessed one. All right, peace.